you guys. How's it going? How's everything? Today's Tuesday. Monday used to be the best day of the week, but now I don't know. Now with Live with Linda on Tuesday, I'm digging the Tuesdays. Donna Lewis, oh my God, it's my lucky day. It really is. Oh, Paula from Italy. Oh, welcome. Buongiorno. That is like so terrible. Oh my God. Ah, and Jean's with us. Hey, happy holiday, right? So listen, I come from I'm trying to do the hearts on here. It's great to be with you guys. I come from a long line of Irishmen, right? And Brett, hybrids, a lot of hybrids, right? Here in Chicago. And this is historically, it's been a very big day for us. And this year is different. A lot of our standard practices and celebrations are changed because we're in the midst of this new normal, which is all right. We're gonna call it good. That's what we're gonna say about it. We're gonna say this is good because you know what? It is good, right? It's good. I don't know about you guys, but I have been really praying and searching my heart, like how can I be more in the moment, more take better care of myself, be kind and respectful to others even when they seem a little bit on edge, right? These are qualities that I associate with spirituality, right? I want to be a light worker. I want to bring light and not darkness, right? I want to bring more love than fear. That's my goal. Oh, good. Julie's with us today. Anyway, I'm thinking a lot about, what we're all dealing with, right? I mean, we're in the middle of this health challenge and Corona, and I'm not even sure what it is. I know I don't want it. I don't need a firsthand experience of it. But if I do have to have it, that'll be all right too. Anyway, but what I notice in the middle of all of this, right? The government's, everybody's upset, right? The government, the economy, oh my God, that's a mess. The healthcare system's in the tank. I mean, it's a real mess. But here's the thing. There is something underneath it all that is enduring, right? It is perpetual. It is ongoing. And it cannot be thwarted or obliterated by anything. A virus, a stinky economy, right? A lousy healthcare system, sick friends. None of this can cancel out the essential love, light, and goodness at the core of every human being. That's all there is to it. These are just the spiritual facts. And in the midst of the mayhem, I mean, this is a real storm. It really is. We're not making it up. It's very real. It's something we have to deal with as human beings. And there are a lot of different ways to address it. And if, the more I come to understand that there is something within me and within you, it's within everybody, that is so much greater than anything the human eye can see, right? The more I know that, the more calm I am, right? The less fearful, right? The serenity goes up, the fear goes down. It's really that simple. And the more I understand that it's not, none of us gets special favors, right? I mean, we don't. We all get special favors is really the truth. But I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to find the hearts on here, and I can't see and talk at the same time. I can't. I don't know. I've lost my ability to multitask. Anyway. So here's the other thing that I know. I know that whatever I have a sense there's something within me that's really alive, right? That is perfectly healthy, right? That's all very real. And when I recognize that I have it, right? Sometimes I can feel it a lot, sometimes a little. But the other thing that's important is I know you have it too. And I don't care what's going on. I don't care if you're running out to the store and stockpiling toilet paper, right? It's all right. Do you know what I know is that whatever it is, I have a slight glimmer that there's something in me greater than all this madness. And then I remember that it's in you too. And as I know this truth, I'm able to negotiate some of the really unusual situations. Do you know, where I live, I go outside, I walk around. I actually came to my office, as you can see. I came to my office, which I love. I love my office. I think I'm the only one in the building. No, I'm the only one on this floor. I'm on the fourth floor. Nobody's up here. So it's so unusual, but it's all right, right? It's all right. The other thing that's really I'm finding very, very helpful is to stay in the present. Now, listen, at this point for me, mindfulness, right? We all know about mindfulness. I think it's a wonderful idea. It's too much work right now. It's true. I hate to say it, but it's true. But I'll tell you what I can do. I can be in today, right? As if this morning I got up and put a parenthesis on the morning, and there's one at bedtime, and I will live within the parentheses today, right? And it's enough. And if that gets to be too much, too long, too overwhelming, I can shrink it down. I can say, great, I'm going to go for the next hour, right? But if I try to put too much pressure on myself to say, be in the moment, oh my God, the failure rate is so high, I can't stand it. So I don't do it, right? But I can do this hour, right? And it's good enough. And so one of the things I'm having to do, and I invite you to do as well, is reduce your expectations, right? It's like wherever I got the idea that being a spiritually awakening human being meant that I had to be perfect. I mean, this is not a good idea, right? It is not helpful, right? As spiritually awakening people, as light workers, our job is to seek and find the light and the goodness in life as we meet it, right? And in just ordinary life, because it's there, okay? And it will be there whether we're sick or well, whether we, have money or no money, loved ones or no loved ones, whatever's happening, that quality of life is always available. So that's my thing on this as we're going through it. It's really important. And it's a great opportunity. I know doesn't that sound corny? Okay, but it really is. It's a real opportunity. So as you know, Payal is here. Hi, sweetie. And Sally and Valerie and Belinda. Hey, you guys. Thanks for coming. All right, let's see. Payal wants to know, what do the Akashic records say? Well, this is great, Payal. God, that's a great question. What do the records have to say about the COVID-19? So here's what I get. Okay, I go into my records. I'm like, help! What's going on? Right? And the first, what's clear to me, working in the records and really shining the light on this, is that this is the opportunity that this is why we all came to the planet at this time. We came at this time to really live through and be part of the awakening of consciousness, while old ideas, institutions, organizations, ways of relating, it's all falling apart, right? And so many people so many people have come together, right, in twos and threes and 50s and 500s, right? There has been a joining of awareness, right, that of really crying out for change and growth, feeling so constricted and so bound and so limited and so tired of it and exasperated and bumping up against old ideas and systems. And so the great thing about this virus, is it terrible? Yes, it's terrible. People are getting sick. It's terrible. Anytime people get sick, oh my God, it's awful. Okay, so we're not going to pretend, oh, isn't this great? We're going to say, this is terrible, and good will come of it. You know, this is a loving, it's a loving life, right? It's a loving universe. You know, it's funny when I'm in my records and I'm like, what's this about? And, you know, I default to some of my old patterns of thinking like, oh, what did we do? Are we being punished? And the message in the record is like, no, this is not punishment. This is not punishment. This is not, you were bad and now we're going to like, you know, clobber you. No. This is the fastest way to bring about the changes that so many of us have been holding in our hearts, right? Now, is it a mess? Yes. You know, the reality of change, change is messy, and sometimes it's dramatic, and boy, that's certainly what's happening now, right? It's messy, it's dramatic. You know, even if you make a cup of tea, let's take a cup of tea. You put the water, right? We put water in the tea kettle. The water looks still, right? It comes from the faucet or whatever, right? You put the water in the kettle, you put the kettle on the fire, okay? And what starts to happen is the heat of the fire. At some point, the temperature is rising, right? Gradually. But at some point, there is a breaking point in the process, okay? The water must be, to make a good cup of tea, the water has to be boiling, right? We want the water boiling. If you've ever seen water boil, it goes from being inert, or seemingly inert, right? Still. All of a sudden there are bubbles and they're crashing against the inside, right? They're crashing against the walls of the pot and they're bumping into one another and they're popping and they're spitting and they're right? So what's happening anytime, and if you wait long enough and let the water continue to boil, the water will become steam, right? So we are going from a liquid state to steam. And in the process of that state change, it's messy. This isn't like those water molecules are just like, la, 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 I think I'll get up and be steam now. No, these molecules, they're fighting, they're wrestling, and they're doing what they have to do, right? They're wrestling to go beyond their prior limitations, okay? This is what's happening for us. We are wrestling, right, to be able, we have a good excuse, right? And I hate to say that. But here's the thing. If you wanted an excuse, you wanted to stay home, here you go. You wanted to spend more time with your family, here you go. But it's really kind of a fun, you know, these are things, ordinary connections, relationships that are really, really important to us. Sometimes it's hard to find the time to fit things in, important people and activities. Very, very difficult. But at this time, life has said, here you go, right? So you're with your spouse, you want to be together, here you go. And I say, if you want to have a nice evening, do not put on the news or you'll scare the heck out of yourself, right? So what I have gotten from the records is that it is the spiritual opportunity of ages. Oh, there's Joyce. Hi, Joyce. How are you, honey? Oh, Fatma from Turkey. Thank you. And Amy Mack and Thomas. Hey, Thomas. Anyway, so this is what, Natalia, from Tbilisi. Thank you. Oh my God. You know, I've always wanted to go there. Isn't that something? Thank you. Thanks for being here. Anyway, so the time we're in is for our good, okay? To understand, and this is like, I'm in the record and the light is shining, and I know human nature, right? Human nature, my own nature is like, oh, maybe I'm getting punished. Maybe I did something wrong. And the records are the message is consistent. The perspective, right? Very, very consistent. And the message is this: no, this is for your good. Is it uncomfortable? Yes. It's very uncomfortable, right? My God, I don't know. And who likes to be uncomfortable? None of us. It's terrible. But in order to help us focus on what's important and true, right? These things happen. All throughout human history, all throughout the journey of humanity, the journey of souls as human, there have always been all kinds of crises, right? It's just that we're in a time now of global awareness, right? Because the goal, right, the inevitable awakening is that we all realize we are one, right? And this is, if this is the opportunity, isn't it? It's like, oh my God, I can't, my dentist can't get that part from China, and it just goes on and on. We are all connected in very real ways, and so it's like we're hitting the refresh button on what has always been true. What's always been true? People have always been kind and considerate and loving of themselves and others. People have always been good. It's not like, don't be surprised when people are good, right? Because that's human nature. People are good, right? So we've got that, and people are good, and life is good, and the truth is that this growing spiritual awareness that we all have, I have it, you have it, all your friends have it, everybody is having it. It is that time in the history of human awakening, right, where people are like, oh, wait a minute here, there's more going on than meets the eye. I may not understand it, but I can tell something is happening, right? Everybody has this. It is just brilliant, all right? One of the great opportunities of this experience is that we have a chance to recognize that the goodness, the spiritual light, and the love that is the core of every human being is durable. Okay, it cannot be corrupted, polluted, destroyed, snuffed out. None of that, right? It is persistent. It is perpetual. It is always there. It's always been there. And there is nothing we can do, right? We could have a virus go crazy. We could have governments fall. We could have economies crash. We could have, we could have cruise ships stuck in the middle of the ocean. All of this. And do you know what? The light that is within every human being continues. Okay? Now, and so it doesn't matter how angry we are, how afraid we are, how ridiculous we can be in our expectations of ourselves and others. That light, that goodness is unscathed. And that is a miracle. Okay? So that's really, I know as I was working in my records with this, I keep looking to see, wait a second, what's, I always, it's like, wait a minute, what did we do wrong? Nobody did anything wrong. There's nothing wrong here. Is it uncomfortable? Yes. All right. So that's really, and the other thing I got is tonight, Janet Joseph Carol is here, Janet Joseph, God, Amy, Deanna Johnson, oh, from Kentucky, hi, sweetheart, God, and let's see, oh, my friend from Hong Kong, gosh, how's everything over there, you guys? I bet it's good. It's a good life. Anyway, so, that's what I want to tell you. Okay, do people have questions? I have to tell you something. I'm sorry to look away. I belong to the Word of the Day Club, and it happens every time on the Facebook Live. They put up this big announcement for the Word of the Day. Now, here's the problem. If I click on it, I lose you, right? But the thing is, I can't see what's going on. So if I'm not saying hello to you, please accept my apologies. I can't do that. Oh, cool. Oh, Thomas, Thomas, hello, my darling. I love you. I've been talking to some people in Turkey. Yes, I'm coming. Oh, you're coming. Jane, you're coming to Taiwan. Oh, that'll be great. We're going to have fun. That'll be very fun in Taiwan. It'll be hot. It'll be very hot, but it'll be a lot of fun. Anyway, so what about questions? What questions do you guys have? How can we best send healing vibes? Deanna, God, Deanna, I love that question, honey. So here's what, great question. All right, here's the deal. Okay, the word of the day went away. Thank goodness. It was driving me nuts. Okay. There's no reason to send, oh, God. There's no reason to send vibes. There's no reason to. If you really want to make a difference, so just imagine, so here we are. We'll do this right now, right where you are. So there you are in Kentucky. Here I am in Chicago. Okay, but here's the truth. If you close your eyes for a moment, close your eyes and open your awareness to the truth. And the truth is that right where you are, the wholeness of the goodness of life exists. It's right there. It's within you. No matter what you're doing, no matter, right, there you go. No matter what your situation is, all of life is there. And it's good. Now, expand your awareness to include, well, just because I'm here, we'll do it with me, right? To include me, okay? And I'm here in Chicago. And I don't care where you are. You can do this in Hong Kong. You can do this, right, North Carolina. You can do this, right, in Turkey, right? Good, wherever you are. And you recognize that right here in Chicago, this very ordinary place, by the way, all of the goodness of life, all of the health, it's already here. Okay? It is absolutely unnecessary to send energy. What does make a difference is when we consciously remember. And I do this all the time, Deanna. I think to myself, I have a son who lives about 45 minutes away. Too far, if you ask me. Not far enough if you ask him. But here's the thing. Okay. So here's the thing. I think, I'm sending him light. And it's like, no, wait a second. That's why. All of the light of life is there with him. What I need to do is remember, right? We're hitting the refresh button. Refresh, remember. If all of the light of life is here with me, certainly all the light of life is there with you. Right? It's there with you. It's there with me. And if you think of everybody who's come to be together today, you want to understand that all of the light is with them. There's nobody in our group who got shortchanged in the distribution of light or life. Everybody has it. So we don't need to generate it. We don't need to send it. We don't need to take it away. Don't do any of that. That's a waste of time. Here's what makes it an incredible difference is when we consciously remember that all of the light of life is already there and that there's nothing to be afraid of and that every human being is being guided and that we all have the same goal, right? The same goal is to expand our experience of being loved and the freedom to love. Every human being, I don't care what continent you're on. I don't care if you're in Georgia. I don't care, right, if you're in Ireland or South America. What continent makes no difference, right? Everybody wants the same thing. Now, we all want these things in different ways, and that's good. So we all have a universal bond being experienced and expressed in unique individual ways. So when I start feeling sorry for someone, like, oh, that person's in an old people's home, okay, which at my age, I'm like, wait a second, that doesn't look like fun. Anyway, if it happens, it'll be fine. I'll be fine. But the thing is to remember, the light of life is there. That person, the same power that's in me is in them. So I don't have to worry. My awareness that life is in its fullness everywhere is what, like, what do you call it? It's not like it amplifies it. You know what? It's like putting fire under the water and gets it to boil. Our awareness, that's what happens, right? It's like, oh, there it is. And as we recognize it, okay, then things start to shift. What's also interesting is we want to, oh, hi, Kat. What we also want to be doing is to understand there's a spiritual principle. It's a principle of life, right? And the principle is seek and ye shall find. Now, I know it's brought up in a lot of different religious traditions. I like it because it's so dang practical. Because here's how this works. You're always going to find what you're looking for. So my responsibility as a light worker, is to be very deliberate and conscientious in the seeking, right? What am I really looking for? Because I'm going to tell you, what I've learned is that if I look for trouble, I'm going to find it. If I'm looking for something wrong, I'll find that. If I'm looking for all the cracks in the facade, I'm going to find those. I'll pick them out and I'll think I'm such a smarty pants, right, for finding them. But instead, why not? Why not turn our attention to seeking the truth, seeking the light, seeking what's good, right? Looking for the valid reasons for all the choices we've made and all the choices everyone else has made, right? And when we look around, especially in a crisis, people are really frightened. This is a nutty time and nobody knows what's going on. I don't care what they say. The only certainty is in the presence of the light, right? So that the people who are running things, governments, they're like, oh my God, they're scared out of their wits. They never, right? People who run governments, companies, people, right? The coffee shop on the corner, nobody knows what's going on. And when fear is at work, people do all kinds of crazy things. But it's never like, oh, let's make it worse. I do not believe for a minute there's one person on the face of the earth right now who's thinking, how can I make this worse? How can I really destroy lives? No one's thinking that. People are thinking much more along the lines of, this is terrifying. What can I do to feel better? Okay? And so we want to understand that that's what's happening, right? And give people a break. And the same as we want them to give us a break when we're a little off the rails. So that's how that is. Gosh. Oh, Shannon. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. I want to talk just for a minute about, I'm going to be doing the healing class, Healing Through the Akashic Records. I'm going to be doing that live online. Okay, it's coming up. It starts April 22nd. And I was thinking about this. I thought, oh my God, how perfect this is that it's all set up to go live online, right? It's going to be 8 live sessions plus homework sessions, which will be live, and Facebook groups. I mean, lots of carrying on, plus you get the recordings. But the thing that's so fascinating to me is that it's happening at a time when we need to be together. I mean, who else are we going to turn to but one another, right? So we're going to turn to one another. We're going to share. We will take some time to look at how to have a more conscious connection with our own soul, increase our awareness of the presence of the light, and to really learn more about some assumptions and the Akashic approach to personal growth and healing, so that we can use it for ourselves as we navigate these times of God knows what's happening, right? And then we can also work with others if that's what we want to do. So there's a whole range there. Now, I know, I just had this early bird. It ended on Sunday. I like to do the early bird special. And it was originally like $100 off. And but it's been very clear to me in the last couple days that that this is a time when we really need the more people who have a stronger connection to their own soul, and they have more facility, more agility, right, dealing with their own relationship to the light and how to use it to be empowered, to become the people that they want to be. This is a great time for us. I mean, it's a time like no other, but you already know that. But I realized we've got to have a wellness special. Okay, so I've discounted the price by $50. It's already in the pricing, right? So just if you're thinking about it, it's a great opportunity. What else do I? And it's a certification. I mean, if you decide, you want to be a certified teacher in my work, this is a required class. And I always say, if you can take the class with the person who wrote the book, do it. I mean, that's my personal thing. Anyway, but we'll have fun together. We'll have a lot of fun and we'll work together. So just so you know, if you're interested, you can go to lindahowe.com. I don't know. Oh, Julie Wishmeyer, Linda Pollock. Oh my God, I feel like the all-stars are here today. Good heavens. Good thing. All right. So I think that's really, this is all I have, unless, listen, does anybody have questions? Questions? I live for questions. I really do. Isn't that funny? I love questions. Whatever questions you have. But I don't see anything coming in. All right. So listen, that's all right. Listen, we'll be back here next week. All right. 1 o'clock Central Time, live with Linda. I hope you can join me. If you can't, send a friend. Right? It's like this is. I say let's take the opportunity that life is giving us to be together in this way. Thank you so much for being here. And let's just take a moment, close our eyes, right? Close your eyes and open your awareness. Good. And notice that wherever you are, and you are somewhere, because you really are a person, right? Which is a good thing to be. It is a good thing to be a human being. And there is a space that you occupy. Your feet on the ground, right? Your body, right? Your body in the location. Good. I invite you to occupy your space, noticing that there is a place that life has saved for you that you share with no one. Life has dedicated this very particular place and time to you. It is a privilege to be here. It is a great privilege, sometimes challenging, and other times just tons of fun. No matter what thoughts you have about yourself or life. What feelings are stirred up within you, comfortable or uncomfortable? What physical condition you find yourself, right? Most of us, it's a combination of strengths and weaknesses. Okay. So, however you find yourself, look just a little deeper. Open your heart a little bit more to yourself. And here you will find the infinite, eternal, unlimited, immortal light of life, fully alive, perfectly healthy, living right within you. And as you recognize this light, it shines forth in front, behind, on both sides. The light extends. The nature of light is expansive, so it just keeps reaching, right? It's reaching out in front of you, behind, on both sides. Light streaming from you, connecting with others, also aware of the truth of themselves. As the light, right, shines from you, following the curve of the earth, right, it goes around, encountering others of the same consciousness. In those moments of recognition, there's a quickening, right? Connections that have been in place for ages and ages are suddenly recalled. Moments of recognition. Layer upon layer of light streaming from person to person, pillar of light from pillar of light, until at some point in the journey, the light that has been shining from you returns to you, empowered, refreshed, revitalized, having been recognized, enjoyed, and appreciated by others, having had the opportunity to enjoy, embrace, right, and appreciate all others. And so we stand, each one of us, points of light within a greater light. The light shining forth from us, wrapping itself around the planet that we love, returning itself to us. And so we stand in the truth that together we can do what we could never do alone. And we are already, and have always been, an essential part of the solution. And so for now, let's leave this be, returning our attention to the room. Thank you. Hey, listen, you guys, thanks for being here. I love you. I'm glad we could be together. I love technology. And so listen, go have a good day. It's the day we've got. It's the best day, right? How could it be anything less? I did not say easy. I did not say easy. Listen, the fact that I cannot sit down at the Starbucks, I almost lost my sense of humor there. But you know what? It's all right. So listen, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's be in touch, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.